The first step in any journey is often the most daunting, but it doesn't have to be. Starting a garden is easier than you might think, and with a little guidance, you'll be well on your way to creating your own green haven. Let's begin by dispelling any myths about gardening being complicated or time-consuming. Start small, with just a few pots on your windowsill or a small patch in your yard. Focus on plants that are easy to grow and well-suited to your local climate. Remember, even experienced gardeners started somewhere, and there's no substitute for hands-on experience. One of the most important aspects of gardening is observation. Pay attention to your plants, notice how they respond to sunlight and water, and learn to recognize their needs. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, to experiment, and to learn from your mistakes. So grab your gardening gloves, and let's get started on this exciting adventure together. Welcome back to Gardening for Beginners. In this part, we'll discuss finding the perfect spot for your garden. Don't worry if you don't have a sprawling backyard. You can grow a bountiful garden in even the smallest of spaces. The most important factor to consider is sunlight. Most vegetables and flowering plants need at least 6 hours of direct sunlight per day. Observe your chosen space throughout the day to determine how much sun it receives. If you're working with limited space, think vertically. Utilize trellises, hanging baskets and vertical planters to maximize your growing area. Remember, gardening is about working with what you have and making the most of your surroundings. Now that you've found the perfect spot for your garden, let's talk about the essential tools you'll need to get started. Don't be overwhelmed by the vast array of gardening tools available. A good pair of gardening gloves is essential for protecting your hands from thorns, blisters, and dirt. A hand trowel is perfect for digging small holes for planting, transplanting seedlings, and weeding. A hand fork is another versatile tool that complements the hand trowel. Pruning shears are essential for maintaining the health and shape of your plants. These basic tools will serve you well as you embark on your gardening journey. As you gain experience and your garden expands, you can gradually add more specialized tools to your collection. Choosing the right plants is crucial for a successful garden, especially for beginners. Start by considering your local climate and the specific conditions of your garden. Research which plants thrive in your region and whether you have a cool, temperate or warm climate. Next, assess your soil type. For beginners, it's best to start with easy-to-grow plants that are relatively low maintenance. Radishes, lettuce, spinach and zucchini are all great vegetables for novice gardeners. If you're looking for flowers, consider sunflowers, marigolds, zinnias and cosmos. Welcome back, gardeners. Choosing the right plants for your climate is crucial to your gardening success. Think of it like choosing the right clothes for the weather. Start by determining your climate zone. You can easily find this information online or at your local garden centre. Once you know your climate zone, you can narrow down your plant choices. Look for plants that are labelled as suitable for your zone. Pay attention to microclimates in your garden and choose plants accordingly. Now that you have a good understanding of your climate, let's delve into the world of soil. Soil is the foundation of your garden, providing essential nutrients and support for your plants. Different plants thrive in different soil types, so understanding your soil is key. There are 3 main types of soil: sandy, clay, and loam. To determine your soil type, try this simple test. Wet a handful of soil and squeeze it. If it holds its shape but crumbles easily, you have loam. If it's sticky and forms a tight ball, it's clay. If it falls apart easily, it's sandy. Each soil type has its advantages and disadvantages. The good news is that you can improve your soil type through amendments. When choosing plants for your garden, it's essential to consider the available space you have. Whether you have a spacious backyard or a small balcony, there are plants to suit every need. Take into account the mature size of the plants you're considering to ensure they have adequate room to grow without overcrowding. If you have limited space, focus on compact varieties of vegetables and flowers. Vertical gardening techniques, such as using trellises, hanging baskets, and wall-mounted planters, can also maximize your growing area. Consider the growth habit of the plants you choose. By selecting plants with different growth habits, you can create visual interest and maximize space utilization. Companion planting can enhance growth and deter pests. Welcome back to Gardening for Beginners. In this part, we'll explore the magical world of starting a garden from seeds. Seeds hold the promise of new life, and there's something truly rewarding about nurturing a plant from its very beginning. Starting from seeds allows you to choose from a wider variety of plants than what's typically available at garden centres. You can explore heirloom varieties, experiment with unique cultivars, and even save seeds from your own garden to plant the following year. Seeds need a few basic things to germinate: moisture, warmth, and oxygen. We'll discuss the specific requirements for different seeds later. Sowing seeds indoors gives you a head start on the growing season, especially in regions with shorter growing seasons. It also allows you to control the environment more precisely during those delicate early stages. You'll need a few supplies to get started: seed starting mix, seed trays or pots, a watering can with a fine rose, and a warm, bright location. Fill your seed trays or pots with the seed starting mix, moisten it evenly, and gently press the seeds into the mix at the depth specified on the seed packet. Some seeds need light to germinate, so sprinkle them on the surface of the soil instead of burying them. Cover the trays or pots with a humidity dome or plastic wrap to create a warm, moist environment. Place them in a bright location but out of direct sunlight. Once your seedlings have developed their first set of true leaves, it's time to transplant them into individual pots or into your garden. Transplanting allows the seedlings to develop stronger root systems and prevents them from becoming overcrowded. Choose pots that are slightly larger than the root ball of the seedling. Use a high-quality potting mix that provides good drainage and nutrients. Carefully loosen the soil around the seedling with a small trowel or your fingers, being careful not to damage the delicate roots. Make a hole in the center of the new pot that's slightly larger than the root ball. Gently place the seedling in the hole and backfill with potting mix, firming it gently around the base of the seedling. Protect your hands from thorns, blisters and dirt with gloves that are comfortable, durable and allow for dexterity. Now that we've covered the essential hand tools, let's move on to tools that will help you keep your garden hydrated and weed-free. Proper watering and weed control are crucial for healthy plant growth. A watering can is a must-have for any gardener, especially for watering seedlings, potted plants and delicate flowers. For larger gardens, a garden hose with an adjustable spray nozzle is essential. Consider investing in a soaker hose for efficient deep watering. These porous hoses slowly release water directly to the root zone of your plants, minimizing evaporation and reducing the risk of fungal diseases. Weeding is an ongoing task in any garden, but the right tools can make it more manageable. A hand weeder with its forked blade is perfect for digging out weeds by the roots. As your garden flourishes, you'll want to protect it from pests, diseases and harsh weather. Fortunately, there are tools to help safeguard your plants. Row covers create a protective barrier over your plants. They allow light and water to penetrate while keeping pests out. Netting can deter larger pests like birds and squirrels. Bird netting prevents birds from feasting on your harvest. Hardware cloth can protect vulnerable plants and seeds. Use copper tape or diatomaceous earth to deter slugs and snails. Lastly, a compost bin recycles kitchen scraps into nutrient-rich compost. Choose a compost bin that suits your needs and space. Welcome back to Gardening for Beginners. Let's delve into the fascinating world of soil, the foundation of a healthy garden. Soil is a complex living ecosystem teeming with beneficial organisms. Imagine soil as a bustling city beneath our feet. These tiny creatures break down organic matter, releasing nutrients. They also improve soil structure, aiding root penetration. Soil provides essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Understanding your soil type is key for plant health. As we discussed earlier, there are three main types of soil: sand, silt, and clay. The ideal garden soil, loam, is a balanced mixture of all three. Each soil type has its own characteristics that affect drainage, aeration, and nutrient retention. Sandy soil, with its large particles, drains quickly but doesn't hold nutrients well. Clay soil, with its tiny particles, retains moisture and nutrients but can become compacted and waterlogged. Loam, the Goldilocks of soil types, offers the best of both worlds: good drainage, moisture retention, and nutrient availability. Soil structure refers to how soil particles are arranged and bound together. Good soil structure is crumbly and porous, allowing air and water to move freely. Compacted soil, on the other hand, restricts root growth and makes it difficult for plants to access the nutrients they need. You can improve soil structure by adding organic matter like compost, well-rotted manure or leaf mold. These amendments act like sponges, absorbing water and improving drainage in clay soil, while also improving moisture retention in sandy soil. Just like we need food, our gardens need nutrients to thrive. Soil amendments and fertilizers provide essential nutrients. Amendments like compost and manure improve soil structure and nutrient content. They act as slow-release fertilizers, gradually releasing nutrients. Compost is a gardener's black gold, enhancing soil fertility. Fertilizers provide concentrated nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. They give a quick boost, especially for heavy feeders like tomatoes and peppers. Choose organic fertilizers to avoid harming beneficial soil organisms. There you have it. We've covered the fundamentals of gardening, from selecting the perfect spot to nurturing your plants to understanding the intricate world beneath the surface. Remember, gardening is a journey, not a race. It's about starting small, observing closely, and learning as you go. Don't be afraid to experiment, to get your hands dirty, and to make mistakes. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow as a gardener. The most important thing is to find joy in the process, in the simple act of connecting with nature and nurturing life. So go forth, get your hands in the soil, and create a garden that brings you joy, nourishment, and a deeper connection to the natural world. Happy gardening!